Laid out as a town in 1691. In 1691, and it was 2 streets, and what are those streets called?
King and Queen.
King and this is the sharpest group I've ever seen. And this was known to, as Carolyn Hawkins can tell you, this was known as the cross streets forever and a day. And right here was the very center of Hampton's history. So Hampton is laid out, we're in the colonial era. Hampton is a tobacco port. English come here looking for silver and gold, do not find that, they find sudden death. And they also want a shortcut to China, don't they? I can tell you, I live in Williamsburg.
Oh.
Not only is there not a shortcut to China on this peninsula, there's not a shortcut to Williamsburg on this peninsula. At any rate, they find tobacco, and you know that story. Tobacco builds this town. Hampton becomes one of Virginia's major tobacco ports. And in 1691, the Act of Town and Ports, the town of Hampton is laid out. And it's named Hampton in 1705. So right here is the very center of colonial Hampton, which we're going to be commemorating today with the Battle of Hampton. So in October of 1775, this would have been the middle of the colonial town of Hampton. This would have been the center of the colonial town. There would have been houses and shops here, cooper shops and merchants and tailors and shipwrights and such. And the street goes all the way, King Street goes all the way to the water, right down there. And that very end of King Street is where the town wharf was, And that was important because ships were coming and going. Also, I can tell you, and I know this, because I already talked to the British. I'm one of you. And they're gonna, the Battle of Hampton is going to start on that wharf. When they sail in, you're going to hear some gunfire. I know this. And it was right there is where it started. Queen Street goes all the way to the water down here, see? So these streets connect Hampton to its the lifeblood of water. Now these waterways are avenues of commerce, but they're also avenues of invasion, you see. The water brings tobacco fleets out and goods in and such, but it also can bring warships right up to your town. And when warships come right up abreast of this town, what can happen?
Fight.
Cannon fire, swivel guns and cannons. And the British Navy is the most powerful navy in the world. And their army is one of the strongest army in the world. We have a very weak militia and some regulars, and we have some ships, but not much account. So when you patriots, when you rebels go against the British, you're going against what? The mightiest nation in the world. So why are these people doing what they're doing, you think? Why? Pretty scary, isn't it? I think we ought to rethink the whole thing. All right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to get ahead of you, and we're going to walk to that green space, and then we're going to cross through it. Now, this group is quite large, so when we cross, be very careful. We'll cross for the light, and we'll go to the Carousel Park. Please follow me.